Hey everybody, Steve Billman here. Thanks for joining me. Hey, today we're going to talk about concepts for soloing, and we're going to solo using polyrhythms. And this is something that I've really been active with the past 15 years or so, and it's really helped to shape my phrasing in sort of rhythmically a different way than what I had before. So the idea is that I'm going to give you some concepts for polyrhythms. We're going to play 5 over 4, 5 over 3, and 5 over 2. And you're gonna play the exact notes that I'm giving you, but eventually what you want to do is you want to break off and create your own phrases using this concept that we're going to talk about. Because what you want to do is you want to make it your own. You want to develop it and find your voice and how to use these different polyrhythmic concepts. So with the 5 over 4, the 5 over 3, and 5 over 2, it's going to be basic math. Okay. Let's take the 5 over 4. For 5 over 4, we're going to be in the time signature 4/4. We're going to have for each beat, 4 beats in each measure, we're going to have a quintuplet in each one of those 4 beats. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that quintuplet, we're going to keep the speed of it, but we're going to group it into phrasings of 4. So after every fourth beat, after every fourth note, sorry, not beat, after every fourth note, we're going to create another accent. This is going to give us a polyrhythm of 5 over 4. So with the 5 over 3, it's the same concept, but we'll be in 3/4 time. After 3 beats, there will be a resolution, just like after 4 beats, there's a resolution in the 5 over 4. So we'll take the quintuplet. It'll be inside of each quarter note, which in this case now is 3 quarter notes. And we will accent the quintuplet, we'll phrase it in groups of 3s. So after every third quintuplet, then we put an accent. And again, it'll resolve at the end of that 3/4 measure, and we'll end up with 5 accents over the 3 beats. Okay, so that's 5 over 3. 5 over 2, same concept. We're in 2/4 time, we have 2 beats, and we take the quintuplet and we phrase it in groups of 2 over those 2 beats. And again, after the 2 beats, we resolve to the next measure, and that'll give us 5 accents over the space of 2 beats. So in 5 over 4, we'll have 5 accents over the space of 4 beats. In 5 over 3, we'll have 5 accents over the space of 3 beats. And in 5 over 2, we'll have accents in space of 2 beats. 5 accents, sorry, in the space of 2 beats. Okay? The simple math of it is this, you guys. If we look at the 5 over 4, 5 times 4 is 20. So that means that we have a quintuplet, which is 5 notes. That gives us the first number. Each one of those quintuplets then goes into a quarter note. And there's 4 quarter notes in the measure. That gives us the 4. So 5 times 4 equals 20. If we flip that around, then we take the quintuplet, phrase it in groups of 4 now. That's going to produce 5 accents. So 4 times 5 as well is 20 beats. So whether you look at it as 5 times 4 or 4 times 5, it's all equaling 20 beats and the resolution will be the same. So this is what polyrhythms are. But it gives us an upset feeling because we're going kind of against what the click is. So with practice, this will become easier and you'll start to hear the click not as a babysitter, but you'll start to hear it actually as a part. And you'll hear how it relates to what you're playing. And when that happens, it starts to really groove. With the 5 over 3, it's the same math equation. So you take the quintuplet, there are 3 beats in each measure. Those quintuplets go inside of each one of those beats. 5 times 3 equals 15. You reverse that. Now you phrase the quintuplet in groups of 3s. There's going to be 5 accents. 3 times 5 equals 15. With 5 over 2, it's the same concept. You're going to have the quintuplet over or inside 2 quarter notes. After that, it resolves. 5 times 2 is 10. If you reverse that, you phrase the quintuplet in groups of twos. Now you're going to have 5 accents. So again, 2 times 5 equals 10. So it's pretty much math. The equation is going to get you to that place of resolution where we want to be. All right? Okay, so let's start with the 5/4. I'm going to give you the pattern. I'm going to put it up so you can see it. And then we're going to practice playing it together. I'm at 52 beats per minute. Obviously, if this is too fast, I would just listen to me play it, sort of get a feel for what it is, and then in your practice time, take the metronome down. You can go down as low as you need, 40 beats per minute or 45, and you can practice these phrases as well for yourself. Okay, all right. So let's try 5/4. Okay, so here's the click, and now I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to find the quintuplet, and then I'm going to play the 5/4. And I wanted to mention this too, is that if you're not sure about the quintuplet, what it is, or polyrhythms, check out my earlier videos in the Rhythm Studies course. They'll help you to identify what is a quintuplet, and also what is a polyrhythm, and those concepts will be discussed in a little bit more detail. For the counting of the quintuplet, I'm just going to count it as dade-gainadome, dade-gainadome, dade-gainadome. When I go to the groups of 4s, instead of saying one ienda, I'm going to say takadimi. So I'm going to go from dade-gainadome, dade-gainadome to takadimi, takadimi, takadimi. Okay? Dade-gainadome, 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 Okay, so let's try the 5/3. So again, it's the same concept as 5/4. It's just 3 beats instead of 4 beats. Dade-gainadome, dade-gainadome, dade-gainadome. 1, 2, 3. Now you can hear that I'm in the space of the 3 beats, I'm having 5 accents. And so that's giving us the 5/3 polyrhythm. So again, you want to practice these like I've written, and then once you do that, you can go away and you can try your own lines and build your own concepts. Okay, so here is the same thing. It's going to be 5/3, but I'm going to use rests involved in this particular one, which is going to make it somewhat more complicated. But the rests are actually going to be in kind of a strange place. So let me play it, and then I'll show you the resolution of it. One, 2, 3. Now you can hear how my phrasing is going against the click. But then once that three beats happen, then there's resolution and I'm back on the downbeat. There's ways of creating harmonic tension by playing through changes in a way that, using the altered flat nines or sharp nines. There's ways you can create tension in your lines harmonically, but there's also rhythmically these ways to create tension by going against the click. You're still in the pocket with the click, but you're not totally with it in terms of the phrasing. And then at the end of a certain period, you resolve, and that tension then gives you the release. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, let's try the 5/2 now. Okay, so with the 5/2, I'm still at 52 beats per minute, but it's going to resolve after every 2 beats. Okay, and I'm going to phrase the quintuplet in groups of 2. 1, 2. Okay, so again, I'm getting 5 accents every 2 beats. And at the end of those 5 accents, I'm going to the next bar and it's resolving again to the first accent. So here again, I'm using the second example. I'm going to use some rests, and you'll see how it sort of changes up the groove. And this definitely makes it a little bit more complicated. This one's hard for me to play, so I'm going to try to do it right. 1, 2. This one for me is hard because of where the accents are. And again, it probably wasn't played perfectly, but you get the idea of how much tension these polyrhythms can create. And really all I'm doing is taking the quintuplet and I'm just regrouping the notes. So it's pretty amazing that that feel is in 2/4 time, but it is. So have fun with this. Take your time with it, you guys. Again, the video might be too fast for you to play right away. Do it with a slower click, and just take your time with it. It'll take a minute for it to kind of lock in with the click, but once it does, and once you start messing with this stuff, your phrasing is going to become very interesting and very different than the way most people are going to phrase. All right? So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it helped, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.